That's right. Whitelist stuff starting now. Yay!
Well, I've managed to get myself into quite a nice routine recently, where we've got our Space Engineers session that we're recording, which I do. It's pretty much during my lunch hour at work, with a little bit of license on what I mean by lunch hour, so we do that, and then odd little things like our session today. But then I've got my Thursday night. I do that when I get home from work. I've got the Thursday night stream, and then I co-pilot Mia's Wednesday night stream. Mia's doing all of the editing for Space Engineers and various other things. And then at the weekends, I either do random streams or random recordings if I've got a series going or something like that. And I found that means that Monday and Tuesday and Friday nights are pretty much free. So I've done a little bit of odds and sods of gaming, like off camera. Just like games that I wouldn't want to play on camera, or just don't feel like that kind of material. I was playing a game called Idle Evolution, which I really enjoyed. It's a port from a mobile game, and it's designed to teach you chemistry. You just you just need to know your periodic, or it teaches you your periodic table, and I really enjoyed it. And it was just Monday, Tuesday, and Friday night thing. So yeah, I've got my little schedule running now, which has put more gaming time into my week, so I'm quite pleased. And then on Saturdays we're doing the TFC recordings.
TFC?
Terra Firmacraft.
Terra Firmacraft, thank you. I don't know this acronym. Yeah, because I find like the series that I'm running right now, like between recording, because like it's funny, like there's all this recording time that you have, and then there's editing time, and you and me have got a nice little system in place there where you can divide and conquer, and but I got to do it all, right? So I find that it's like one nights where it's like, oh, you know what, tonight I just want to play, and then I go, oh, but wait, I've got all
that things to do.
So let me do that first, and then I'll play this game that I don't record, and then I'll finish editing. It's like, oh, I'm so tired, it's bedtime.
Yeah.
That's basically what happens. Right, so I'm gonna build out those ones that are sticking out there.
Cool.
Construzione. And so I think I need some motors, and what else do I need? Tubes. What is a
construction components, small steel tube, motors, interior plates. I've put motors in, well, at least one side has got all of its motors until I run out at some point. I haven't put construction components into anything. I've put interior plates into lots.
Okay, yeah, and I think we're completely out of interior plates now, it looks like.
Yeah, I think I've got the last batch in my inventory at the moment.
Yeah, so I think the games I'm playing right now are, except for Space Engineers, we're probably quite different at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because I think we go through
phases.
What's the word I'm looking for? Phases where like we're playing all the same things, and then we're playing all different things. Although Space Engineers, generally speaking, is probably our common thread.
Yeah.
Except for that 6 months period where the game was just completely broke.
Yeah.
And nobody could play, sadly, or at least in multiplayer. But yes, like right now I've got what? Mass Effect Andromeda. I've got Elite Dangerous. I've got this. I've got... What else am I playing right now? I don't even know my own channel. There's some Grid Autosport that still happens from time to time. I know I'm missing some things.
Have you been playing Battleground with Boris and Minty and Apple?
Oh yeah, we did do a few sessions. None of that's come out yet on the channel.
I was gonna say, have you put any out?
Not yet, so it's coming. But they're coming out as Sloppy Plum episode.
Right. That makes sense.
So once they've been decided upon, I guess, like the dates that they're going out, all coordination, all that kind of stuff. And then, but I haven't even edited at all. And sadly, those ones are going to be harder to edit. Like they're going to be more time consuming, which they shouldn't be, because they're not like there's not a whole lot of editing going on. The problem is that some games just don't like dxTory. And when that happens, it means tons of work for me, because I finally figured out how to get the quality out of dxTory that is equivalent to the quality that I get out of, or get the quality out of OBS that is equivalent to the quality that I get out of dxTory.
Yeah.
But to do it, I have to record in a different format than my editing software would like. I think it's MKV.
Right.
And then I have to like record in MKV, and then I have to convert it, and then extract all of the audio, because I also do multiple audio tracks, right? So I have to like convert it over, and then extract all the audio tracks, and then import it all into my editing software. And none of that's like effort intense. I've got a script that'll just do it, but it's time.
Time, yep.
It takes forever to run the conversions. So it's just like, and then my computer is also taxed when that's happening.
So you can't do anything else at the same time?
I can't do anything else on it while they're running, because it's super CPU intensive. Yeah. When those conversions are running. Or at least it seems like I can't. My machine's just like, no.
It's like, busy. Do one thing at once.
I've got a pretty decent computer, so it's not like it's just processing power problems. But the one thing that, and I hope my son doesn't watch this episode, because my plan is basically to steal his computer when he's not here and use it as my like rendering / converting /
know you're gonna get caught out.
Yeah. But I think everything will be fine. You know what's gonna happen though is because I'm professionally lazy, is the way I like to call it.
Yeah, or efficient.
Efficient, yeah. Yeah, where I try and create processes and do things in a way where I can like do them once to figure them out, and then never have to do them again because I automate them.
Yeah.
But the problem with that though is that when there's tasks in your life that are actually unautomatable, those ones are like always the ones
the killer.
To be procrastinated on the most, because I don't want to do them again because I've already done them once.
Yeah.
So an example of this would be, I'm going to need to move his computer into my room to get a bunch of the work done.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to remember to move it back to his room before he shows up. And that task of moving it back, I know is going to be one of the tasks that I procrastinate on right up to until he actually walks in the door.
And you have to make up some really bogus excuse as to why the computer's in the wrong place.
No. I'll be straight up.
You'll own up.
Yeah, no, I stole your computer and I'm using it for all my stuff. You want it back? Okay, you have to carry it back into your room. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh dear.
Oh, and I think I just used up all the construction components.
Yeah.
What is it? What are you building right now?
I'm putting everything except construction components. Oh yeah, solar cells are the things that I'm making, but you can put construction components in.
So how many did I put in that? Oh, am I dying again?
That means it's time for me to come and get some energy.
I'm like your. What are they?
You're like my mining canary. Yeah. I'll just let you. Oh no, I can get in here. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just so people know, like, we're not super concerned about. And if you've been watching this series for a while, you already know this. But I have got some comments from time to time asking about like what happens when you die type stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes. Oh, that's weird how that happened. When my body disappeared, it disconnected me from like pulling stuff out of it. But like so the pack was there, right? So it turned into a pack and then it disconnected me. But then I can reopen it again. But it's just like weird. Different state, obviously. All right, but yeah. So I was just gonna say is we're not overly concerned with death in this server.
Yeah.
If we die, we just respawn. But so that's why you'll see like us not really caring that much about making sure we have all of our stuff like topped off. All of our what Boris likes to call the millions of ever ticking down percentage bars.
Yeah. So I think the one thing we don't do though, or the rule that we have, is about using suicide and respawning to travel.
So yeah, we do have some rules that we have to follow. Yeah, which is why when I was down on the planet,
you had to get yourself
I had to legitimately get myself back up. But when I was on the planet, because there was a moment where I ran out of, and somebody commented on this. It's funny. So I hit the planet, right, and then I uprighted the house, and then I walked outside to look at it, and I ran out of hydrogen fuel.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
I watched that.
No way. There was no way I could get back into my house, right? But I wasn't concerned because I knew that the episode, like the recording session, was almost over, and when I logged off and logged back in, I'd be in my house, right? Because that's my spawn point is inside of my house now. Yeah. Because that's where I was. But I think the rule is you have to spawn back at the closest med bay to where you last left off. Right? Yeah. So if I was on the planet and then I went, walking around for like a bunch of kilometers away from my house and then died, the only place I could spawn back would be at the house there. Right? Yeah. But I couldn't spawn back up here, and I couldn't spawn over at Boris. That's cheaty teleportation. Yeah. According to our own rules. And yeah, so that's basically the rules that we follow. And I do actually sometimes try to keep all of my bars up without dying, but I seem to be really bad at that in this current session. In the last session. You
play with your hood off though, don't you? Because it's
I do. That's why.
Distracting.
So my warning. My warning that I'm dying is the red screen going kaboom, 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 as I die. Is basically my warning. That's why I have no time, because I'm like literally dying by the time I notice it. Yeah, I go back and forth with it on and off. Like the new HUD actually is really. The comments and stuff too said that they don't mind it so much either.
Yeah. See, the thing for me when I'm welding is I can't. If you don't have your hood up, you can't see what you're dropping into the tubes, like what you're welding. You can't see what's part built and what things need and stuff like that.
No, and I totally agree.
I like to be able to switch bits off.
What I do actually is I've become extremely good, and now it's become harder because they have like the retab effect to turn your HUD off now. But I've actually I turn it off when I'm not welding, and then like as I fly away and pick up stuff, then I come back, the HUD comes on as I weld, and then as soon as I'm done welding, it goes off, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. Like my finger just hits the tab key without even knowing it. Like I come up, and I just did it there. I just flew up to see what I needed, and then as I fly away, it'll come off. Right? Just I don't even think about it. But yeah, so we need things that we don't have built here. So I'm actually, what I'll do now is, because we have all of the connecting ones there, I'll start making the leaves.
Yeah. Okay.
So I need to build at least a few interior plates just so that I have the components I need to drop stuff. So I'll put a few of those in front of what you're doing.
Yep, no problem.
Oh, and then it's gonna. Can I just cancel that? You got the repeat thing going, so.
Oh yeah. You can just switch off the repeat or drop it in front, and by the time we get there next, because we're going to need lots of interior components anyway, interior plates.
That's true.
We need all these things.
Well, that's weird how the repeat works. Like when you put something behind it,
you get the two piles. You mean?
Yeah, and it makes like new piles of it going. But then if you put another thing behind it, it it puts them like another pile behind it as it builds the one it's building. It's interesting. Interesting how that works. So let's grab the interior plates that I just made. So grab those. So I've got some steel and some interior. That should be enough to get the leaves being built out now. Alright, so now I need to mimic what we got going on here.
And I think for a while, actually, I am going to switch off the solar panels and we'll put in some power cells.
Oh, yeah. We've got all this power generation, but no...
Yeah. We'll just see what the power cells need.
I'm at the moment now in the build that I really miss symmetry.
That's the thing where you do it once and it gets copied on all the other sides.
When I built this in Creative, I had symmetry on 4 axes, or on 2 axes, right? Where when I would place a block down on one side, it would place it on all the other 3 sides. So I'd only have to build out one side, and then the whole thing was made. Well, of course, you also don't have to weld anything up or gather components. But I would be happy with just the ability to do like symmetry with the scaffolding.
Have you seen?
Survival.
Oh, now I'm not going to be able to remember the name of the game. Another space game. No, I can't remember. I can remember what it looks like. It's kind of like Space Engineers and a bit like Elite Dangerous, but the building's better than in Space Engineers. You can do more detailed builds. Minty was talking about it. He got very excited one night and then asked us all to guess, and I guessed which game he was talking about.
All right, so it's a game where you can build in blocks like this. And is it like, I know that there's one that's called Imperium. I've never played it. Is it Imperium?
It's not Imperium.
Because I know that one is a buildy game as well. I'm trying to think. Like, I know that there's one that isn't out yet that I've kickstarted called Dual Universe.
Ah.
That?
No, it's not that. Do you know, I've got it on my wish list.
Okay.
1 second. I shall tell you.
When you say it, it'll be like, oh, I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh, yeah, why did I say that?
Avorion.
Yeah, Avorion. I've heard of it, actually, yeah. I've never played it. I think it's on my wish list, actually. It is on my wish list.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it before. I threw it on my wish list as a reminder. Like I use my wish list on Steam as just a reminder of games that I'm interested in.
Yeah, I do that.
Not want to purchase in the future, and it kind of, because also the way Steam works, right, is if you put it on your wish list, if it goes on sale, you get a notice,
you get to know about
it.
Right?
Yeah. So that's what I use it literally just as that, and then I'll decide. Then it's like, you know what? Do I really want this game? Or not? Or the other question normally is like, do I have actually time to play this game?
Yeah. Because I have a rule with myself where I'll put anything on my wish list, but then if it comes on sale and it's, in the 50% mark, and I still don't buy it, then I figure I'm not really interested. I'm not as interested as I thought I was, and then I'll take it off my wish list.
Oh, yeah, like if it comes on, yeah, that's a good point. Actually.
Yeah. So I make that choice then. It's on sale. Am I going to buy it, or am I going to remove it from my wish list? Most of the time, I find myself removing it from the wish list because it was just a thing of the moment. Right.
Yeah. So I don't have that rule. I think that I probably should institute that rule. It's a good rule. So I've got games on my wish list that have been there for, like, ever.
Yeah.
Like ones that I think look really cool, and I'd like to try and play, but then I don't get around to it, or and even when they go on sale, I don't purchase them. Like, one of them was that Planet Base.
Oh yeah,
I've always
yeah.
wanted to try that. And I've got it on my wish list, but it's just like, and it's not an expensive game. but it's just time, right? It's just like, oh, don't have time. I want more time.
Yeah, because I've been watching Merry Gamer playing Planet Base, and yeah, it feels like something I'd enjoy. And again, just haven't quite got around to it.
Yeah, no, it's totally like up my alley. I think it'd be an awesome game to play.
There were 4 of them, all houses, together in Nidd Lane. Together lived Boris and Anubiz. Anubiz was always sorry about something. Next door came Minty and Nordic, and Minty really annoyed Nordic by calling him a beast all the time. And the next house was noisy, 'cause Apple and Melon always had domestics. But it was the 4th house that the police were interested in, because Power Suit Sal kept Mir in the closet. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, a colourful place to be. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, although together is a little bit subjective. At Boris's and Anubiz's, there was a man who could be sometimes mistaken for a hobo smelling of alcohol trying to climb the walls. But it's okay, 'cause it was Anubiz's Canadian cousin, drunk Spider-Man, and a little Santa's helper could be seen going house to house. It appeared when someone got tired of almond, they'd just hand them on to the next surrogate parents. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, a colourful place to be. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, although together is a little bit subjective. It seems they pissed off the neighbours, something to do with the P50 dragon children, but that's just Boris. No one questions him, 'cause that's what happens in Nidd Lane.